What have I done? What came over me? Who am I? Those haunting questions came straight from the lips of Sally Field, not in a dramatic role, but in raw, unscripted honesty. At 78 years old, she has nothing left to prove. 2 Academy Awards, decades of unforgettable roles, and an unwavering reputation as one of Hollywood's most beloved actresses. Yet beneath all that applause and acclaim lies a side of Sally the world rarely sees. A side shaped not just by success, but by pain, betrayal, and some unforgettable clashes with actors whose names you know all too well. Today, Sally Field is finally lifting the veil. She's naming names, 6 of them to be exact. 6 men who made her question herself, her craft, and her worth. These weren't petty arguments or creative disagreements. These were battles, some emotional, some psychological, that left scars deeper than any script could ever reveal. You think you know Hollywood? Think again. This list is going to change the way you look at some of your favorite stars. And trust me, you'll want to watch this one all the way through. Don't forget to subscribe to Fame Spills and share your thoughts in the comments. I'm dying to hear what you think about this one. Let's begin where it hurt the most. The heartbreaker, Burt Reynolds. To the outside world, they were the golden couple of the late 1970s. Sally Field and Burt Reynolds were electric, the couple everyone loved to watch on screen and off. But Sally's truth was much darker. Behind the charisma, she saw a man obsessed with control. In her memoir In Pieces, she doesn't hold back. Reynolds, she says, made her feel invisible, cutting down her intelligence, questioning her talent, and never letting her speak freely. He mocked her behind closed doors and charmed the cameras right after. 1 minute affectionate, the next withholding love to punish her. It wasn't just a toxic romance, it was a psychological prison. I never felt truly seen, she wrote. And yet, she stayed, tried, gave everything she could to love him. But love doesn't always win. For Sally, Burt Reynolds wasn't the bandit. He was the wound that never fully healed. Then came the ego, Tommy Lee Jones. On the set of Back Roads, Sally was ready to dive deep into character, to collaborate, to connect. But Tommy had no interest. No small talk. No engagement. No warmth. Just cold professionalism that felt more like disdain. Sally tried. She asked questions, made jokes, reached out. But Tommy never reached back. She described acting beside him as acting next to a wall. No energy. No emotion. Just tension. And it showed. Critics blamed a lack of chemistry in the final cut. But Sally knew, it wasn't the writing. It was the chill that hung between takes, the kind that drains your spirit and makes you question your place. I was playing alone, she said. And after that, she vowed, never again. Then came chaos in human form. Robert Blake. On the set of Say Goodbye, Maggie Cole, Sally thought she was signing up for a demanding, rewarding role. What she got instead was an unstable, hostile environment led by an actor whose unpredictability infected the entire production. Blake rewrote lines on the spot, ignored direction, and blew up at crew members over trivial issues. For Sally, who thrives on focus and collaboration, it was emotional whiplash. She was forced into the role of peacekeeper just to keep filming afloat. But no one could save it. The project imploded. The film was shelved, never released. And for Sally, it wasn't just a professional loss, it was deeply traumatic. There are actors who act, she said, and there are actors who make everyone else small so they can feel big. Blake was the latter. And she never forgot it. Not every feud starts on set. Some begin under the spotlight of awards season. Enter Shirley MacLaine. On Steel Magnolias, 2 Hollywood powerhouses shared the screen. But off camera, the energy was anything but tender. Sally poured herself into her role, playing a grieving mother with nuance and vulnerability. Shirley, meanwhile, brought what Sally later described as chaos and ego. She hijacked scenes, interrupted takes, and refused to tone down her larger-than-life persona. One crucial scene took 17 takes, not because Sally couldn't deliver, but because Shirley kept undercutting the emotion with quips and sarcasm. The audience cried at Sally's monologue. But she knew the real pain had happened off camera. It wasn't bitterness, Sally later said of Shirley. It was clarity. Shirley needed to dominate. Sally just wanted to tell the truth of the story. And that truth still stung. Then there was the manipulator, James Woods. Working on Kiss Me, Goodbye was supposed to be lighthearted fun. But Woods made it anything but. Sally, a warm, emotionally open performer, was blindsided by Woods' controlling energy. He didn't just act, he challenged, dissected, rewrote lines mid-scene. He turned rehearsals into power struggles. Sally said he used language not to collaborate, but to intimidate, correcting her in front of others, questioning her heart, accusing her of phoning it in. These weren't critiques. They were power moves. It wasn't the role that wore me down. She later admitted. It was constantly defending my worth on that set. Sally walked away exhausted, but determined. No more playing small just to keep someone else feeling large, and finally, the one that cut the deepest, Dustin Hoffman. This wasn't even on a film set. It happened during a chemistry read for a project that never made it to production. Sally walked in prepared, hopeful, and respected. But she left humiliated. Hoffman, already an Oscar darling, dominated the room, making jokes, criticizing the script, and then, worst of all, interrupting Sally throughout her reading. She wasn't being workshopped, she was being dismantled. In front of producers, directors, anyone within earshot. She later found out Hoffman bragged about sabotaging the audition, claiming that a chemistry wasn't there. According to him, he made sure of it. For Sally, the pain wasn't professional, it was personal. It felt like being in school. Again, she said, except this time I was an Emmy-winning actress being made to feel like I didn't belong. That moment stayed with her. It transformed her. And from then on, she made one quiet vow: never again would she allow herself to be overshadowed by a man who confused cruelty with genius. Sally Field's story is one of brilliance, resilience, and hard-won wisdom. Her honesty today doesn't come from a place of bitterness. It comes from healing. From finally speaking the truths she carried for decades. These men may have been legends in their own right, but to Sally, they were also reminders of what she survived, of who she became, and of the silent strength she carried when no one was watching. If you found this as jaw-dropping as I did, don't forget to subscribe to Fame Spills and comment below what shocked you the most. Whose name did you least expect? I want to know what you think. Share your thoughts. Share this video. And remember, in Hollywood, not everything that glitters is gold.